excuse that little static that was mustering up there. Just kind of an odd split place right now to have any kind of any good reception. I'm right next to this metal iron rusty bridge, so we'll see what's going on. Hey, how's it going?
Hi.
Hey, beautiful creek now, huh? Yeah. I mean, it's always been beautiful, but now it's a lot fuller. It's nice, a river. Yeah, you know, try to make up conversation here. You know, these good people always riding by on their bikes and all that. It's all right. It's all right. So, hey, what's that, Tomato? This is my neighbor coming by. He's out on his bike. He's about a 70-year-old man still on his bike. That's good. It's good. You need to be out there running around like that, rolling around, and whatever you can. All right. See, so I gotta just tell you, man. I know sometimes I start off kind of funny on these things, but jeez, right now, I mean, I don't know how many times I've gone by and tried to do videos like this, and people just tend to walk by when I'm doing these videos, man. And I always got to stop, and then I never end up doing the video later on, man. So, you know, if I'm just rambling on right now, you know, it's because I don't want to stop, because I'm just going to end up not doing it. And I just want to get this out there, and I need to be consistent on my content, on my channel. So, and of course, we're getting another, I don't know, I don't understand this sometimes, man. I'm getting another person walking by. I don't know if they're going to say hi or not, but, you know, that's just what's going through my mind right now while I'm saying. I'm just talking out of my mind right now. So I just want to talk about this California drought. Sounds kind of funny right now, right? Well, you see that creek right there, and you know, I got my picture on my channel, and you can see how average it was looking for quite a few years now. I mean, it got to the lowest point in this last year. I was able to even walk inside and walk on the actual. Huh? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Está bien, ya. No hace nada, está bien. Es lo más. Está mirando porque necesitas algo. Está bien, no hace nada, está bien. Okay, gracias. De nada. God, you know, I just know what it is man, every person that walks by me, man, has to have to say something or just ridiculous, man. I don't know, man. I think I'm just gonna post this one up because, you know, I would already be not wanting to post this up because I'm just rambling. I see now I'm not even talking about what I was gonna talk about, man. But whatever, this is just the situations I get into, man. Even if I'm over there at the bench, you know, doing my thing there, you know, just people walk by. They just tend to walk by when I'm trying to do what I'm trying to do here. Now we got some kids coming up. They won't bother me too much, I'm sure. But you know, I probably think it's funny. What the hell am I talking to, or who am I talking to right here? So, hey, how's it going? And so finally, let me get back. That took another 2 minutes for that. So essentially, what I'm saying here is that this whole global warming or climate change is an absolute hoax. It is not happening. There's still vegetation on this earth to help clean the air. I mean, what's funny is there's so many EPA regulations. There's so many, you know, smog regulations. There's so many, you know, taxes on this and that for you know, for consumption and exhaustion. And it is interesting for them to, well, it's interesting for anybody to actually believe that somehow it's still more smoggy than it was back in the late 1960s and early 1970s, when they really did a study and a test where they put up a white sheet of paper up into the air in the atmosphere of Los Angeles, California, and it was black. I mean, it was black. All right. And so after they put these smog regulations there, after 1970, they did another study. I think it was about in I think 1975 or 77, somewhere around there. You know, somewhere in the late 1970s, mid to late 1970s, somewhere around that way. They had to get some time for it to really take effect, for the air to clean up like that. But you know, so they did another study, and the white piece of paper actually came out, you know, was a slight gray tint on it. So we've already cleaned up the most major problem when it comes to, you know, smog and exhaust. I mean, I don't know about China. I just seen a video about China. I mean, that's just, they're just, people call them smart, man. They got no brains or something. I mean, how could they just leave it like that? I don't know. Someone's pumping shit in that air. I mean, who knows what's going on over there? You know, it doesn't matter to me right now. You know, what matters to me is you know, when these officials come out and say, you know, we need to cut back on this, cut back on that, and we're still in the drought. No, I don't think so. You know what it is? They go and they search for places that haven't had no water for you know, for some time, and they only want to study those areas. They don't study the areas that have been getting water, because if you add those up together, it's going to average out to some type of, you know, some type of measurement, right? And of course they won't do that. They're not going to tell you that, and they're not going to release any statements on that, or any statistics or data on that. Wow, it's already 8 minutes into this damn video, and I haven't really said too much just in the last couple minutes. But so, you know, I'm right here. You know, I stay right here between the valley and the bay, between the San Francisco Bay Area and the Sacramento San Joaquin Valley. You know, so this is a beautiful place right here. It's a nice little nestled up place. All right, this guy's laying down now. Good boy. So it's a nice little, you know, it's a good place to live. It's not bad. But you gotta understand that this whole global warming and global climate change is all baloney. It's called climate cycle. Okay, and it's probably just a little more extreme here in California. I mean, they're not telling you that Los Angeles has been getting actually a lot more rain than it has in the past, I don't know how many years, probably hundreds of years. They've been getting rain out there. They've been getting a nice amount, you know, not as much as probably up here, but it's a lot more than what they've been getting over there. And of course, they're not going to tell you that. They're still going to say you're in a drought. I mean, the deserts are getting wet. Maybe up here in the wetlands are getting a little more dry. It's probably just averaging out. It's evening out. I mean, who knows? It's a cycle. These cycles are going to happen whether we're here on this planet or not as human beings. You know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Climate cycle has always been here, is here, and will always be here. And there's no other name to that. There's no global warming. There's no climate change. They just want to take your change from you. That's all. You know, it comes down to the you know, to these carbon taxes, man. You know, I've even heard, you know, stuff about breathing tax. You know, a breathing tax. I mean, you kidding me? A breathing tax? Soon after, hey, look, soon, you know, they're gonna be taxing everything, right? For any kind of exhaustion from the human body and or any man-made machines. All right, they're already taxing that. I mean, they've already done all kinds of things for that. Soon, they're not gonna want you to breathe. All right. Well, before that, they're not gonna want you to think at all. That, you know, they want to take away thinking from the human brain. You know, that's just been the whole point of certain types of education and well, most education, and just to dumb down the society. You You know, they don't want free thinkers. They don't want strong thinkers. They don't want real thinkers. They don't want fast thinkers. They don't want any type of thinker at all. You see? You know, so they're going to be, so soon after that, if they accomplish any of that, soon they're going to tax you for even existing. They're gonna make you pay a birthing tax, you know, for being born. All right. Say like you turn 18, you know, you have like so many years to acquire this tax, or maybe your parents got to pay. Who knows what's going to go on? I mean, you know, these things are going to be killing people. You know, this depends. You know, if you know, things go haywire in the next few years. I mean, who knows what's going to go on here in the next few years, especially here in California. But as for that, you know, you're going to be taxed for existing. You know, you're going to have to pay to exist, just to exist, just to set foot, just for being born. They're going to make you pay. I mean, I'm sure they already do all that, you know, with little fees and here and that, blah blah blah. But I'm talking about just for the fact that you were born into this world, you are going to be taxed. Okay? So until we get to that point, we need to fight it off as much as possible. You know what I'm saying? So getting back to climate cycle, it's here to stay. It's always been and always will be. And of course, we're gonna in the next few years, we're gonna have nice rains. We're gonna. Oh, that's another thing. You know what trips me out is, you know, I was checking out some stories on the internet talking about how El Nino is affecting climate change and on the other side of the world. Well, I remember them specifically talking about how El Nino is only a Pacific Ocean thing. Now, how in the hell is the Pacific Ocean affecting things in the Atlantic? Which I don't understand. It's, of course, they're going to make up some story that this goes to this and that goes to that and that connects to this and there you go. Yeah, whatever. Don't believe any of that crap. They're just going to be lying to you again. You know, so just don't believe this global warming. Do not believe climate change. It's called climate cycle. And we're just in a cyclical repetition right now. So just don't worry about it too much. You know, just keep doing what you're doing. Keep living life and keep fighting the good fight. We got nothing here. What's going on here? Not too much going on.